Hi everyone, it's Wendy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be creating just some little pockets to actually, or tucks to actually go either into my journal or to be able to send off in swaps. So when I've made some little embellishments or sending off some ephemera, always worried about things bending in the post, so I make up these little pockets that things can just sit in. So one, they make it easy to actually send off. So simple envelope and it sits nice and flatly, or they can actually sit quite comfortably in a journal. So you can see my desk is an absolute mess this morning, so I'm going to use up bits and pieces, scraps that I've actually got out today. So one thing I like doing is recycling as much as possible. So I have got some junk mail that I've received, and I'm cutting that down just to a smaller size. So this one is a little bit bigger than the others, not by much. So this one I've cut down to actually do today. That is 4 inches by, I think that's 5 3/4, or in centimeters we've got 10 centimeters by just over 13.5. So I'm going to start with that. If you're putting this straight into a journal, you wouldn't have to worry about doing the back at all. Because I send these away in the swaps, I actually just cover them on the back, so it looks pretty when they actually arrive. You just have to excuse, I think the traffic's just a little bit heavy outside. You can hear that running. So I'm just going to pick out some papers that I want to actually use, and then we'll start. Okay, so I've got some bits and pieces ready in the background. So I've had a little bit of paper just left over. So you can just see that it's just a bit of a textured paper there. So all I'm going to do to start with is actually glue down the back, and also I'm just going to use the dictionary paper. Having fun finding words today. So I'm only going to do the top half on one section, and then I'm going to come back and add some other little bits. So I've just glued that side down. All I'm using is just a glue stick. I like using the blue glue sticks just so where I can actually see where I've actually put that down. So I'm just going to add the dictionary paper. So I'm not doing it all the way at this stage because I'm actually going to be covering up the bottom half with the little pockets. So I've taken that, coming down to where I've glued, and just putting that on top. Nice good rub right up to the edges. I'm just using a scrap of paper there to stop that getting onto my desk. And just trimming back these edges. So that is that little section. So these are actually really quick and simple. So if you want to make up a whole lot, these are great for mass production. You can cut everything up and then stick everything together. So I've just taken some scrapbooking paper. As I said, I'm having trouble with words today. So this, I think, actually came from BRT, which is a scrapbooking online place in Australia. So beautiful quality paper. I think it's from there because it's a nice heavyweight paper. So I've just cut back these little pockets getting ready. So these are 10 centimeters wide or long and 6 centimeters in width there. So I'm just going to work out where I want those. So they're just going to simply stick onto there. Now I am actually just going to go around the edges with a little bit of inking before I actually glue these down. So I'll do the edges here and just on these ones. Okay, so I have used the Tim Holtz Distressed ink, and that's the vintage photo. You don't have to ink. I'm a bit of an inkaholic, so I just always end up inking mine. If you want to do any sewing, this is the time that you would actually do it. So for these ones, you put this in first and just sew along the edges. Just sew along the top edge for that one. I'm not going to sew that today. And then put them down and then sew around the edges. So this one you could do two ways. You can actually glue all three sides and actually put that down. Today I'm wanting to be able to put larger tags all the way through, so I'm only going to be gluing on two sides. So I can put that down and then a large tag can actually slip all the way through. That way it's not too much sticking up on the top. So I like using my art glitter glue. You can tell that bottle's been well used. So I kind of like eyeballed before to see where I wanted that. And all I'm going to do is glue around the edge. As I said, just on those two edges. You can see I have not done any inking just on that bottom edge. Just putting that to the side. And this one I will be gluing on the three sides. Excuse me for clearing my throat. I've had the rotten flu. It's really upset the asthma and just made me very chesty and congested. So that is the pocket. And now it's time for a little bit of embellishment. So I do like using the glue on this rather than actually using double-sided tape. I found in the past if I use double-sided tape, sometimes if the tape is just sticking out a little bit, your tags or ephemera that you put in can actually get stuck. So I am just going to grab some stickers that I've already got on my desk. I do like these ones. Something with a bit of gold. And what I might do first is just to tie in with the top a bit more. Just adding little bits and pieces. So this can be anything that you want. Just adding stickers, you could leave it blank. When I make up mass ones, I might actually leave the embellishments off until I actually go to put them in my journal or send them off to someone, so I then can add details to actually make it match what I'm doing. Not quite as straight as I want it. I'm just eyeballing, not measuring at all. Okay, so I've got that little bit down. Time for a quote. I'm just using this quote because it was the last one on that page. Because this may slip in and out of a journal, have things rubbing up, I just like to add just a little bit of washi tape. Okay, and there we have it. So you can see there, that was just very quick and simple, and I'll put that aside to dry, and then I can actually use that for one of my swaps. Just put my art tags in. So I've got a swap coming up for this month with the Crafty Junkettes. So this one and others similar will just be used just to put things inside and then send that off into the mail. So you can see there, you can use a standard little envelope and that fits in nicely. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more videos coming up in the next couple of weeks.